Hi YouTube, this is VidHead85 coming at you, and I am going to talk about gifts as one of the 5 love languages. Everybody likes, most people like to receive a gift, especially a good one. And the simple fact is that a lot of times I believe we're conditioned only to give gifts when it's a birthday, when it's a wedding. But I have to say that sometimes the spur-of-the-moment gifts are excellent. I remember one time I was at the Allentown Art Festival and I wanted to catch it before I had to go to work at 10 o'clock. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to go around and see what's going on, who's got what, the different food, the different vendors they have out there. Because I remember one time, the first time I went there was quite a while ago. And I was still in the closet at the time, but there was this artist who had really cute, really tall, and he had a lot of art about coming out, and that was really cool because I hadn't done that at the time. So, if anything, I was like, wow, I would really love to buy some of that artwork that really expresses that struggle within. Because of that experience also, and the Allentown Art Festival being there just about every year, and wanting to walk around and not miss it because I had to go to sleep later on that day, I just walked around, and when I stopped into a bookshop to pay for these books that were out on a dollar table, I looked and I saw It. Not Stephen King's It, but I saw Lord of the Rings, weapons and armies. And if there's one thing I know about my boyfriend, it is that he loves Lord of the Rings. He's read the books, the backstory, he plays a lot of fantasy games as well, so that doesn't surprise me that he knows a lot about Lord of the Rings. And I don't think he's a Narnia head. He's never mentioned Narnia, so I don't think that he's a Narnia person. I know. However, my friend Princess Kitra Garrett is definitely a Narnia head. But when I saw that, I said, hey, wait a minute, I have to get this for him because I know he'll love it. He'll love it, and I got to get it. So I looked at the price and I said, I could pay for this. And I bought it. And I think it was maybe 2-3 days later. It might have been a Thursday or a Friday. No, actually, I went over to his house because I called off that day. It was a Monday, actually. It was a Monday. I called off. I just felt burnt out, and I needed to decompress. And that wasn't the best thing to do, was to call off. I could have easily maybe requested a day and see if I would have gotten it. But that was the one thing that I thought I could do. And I did. Then I went over to his house and I got him that book. And just the look on his face was like, oh my goodness, like, wow, this is great. Like, this has got everything. And I believe it mostly followed the movie. It used a lot of pictures from the movie, but it also did make reference to a lot of the books, which are probably references that he already knows. So, gifts. That book was not very much money, but it was something that meant a lot to him because it meant that I was thinking about him and I knew that he would like it. And giving a gift is not all that difficult or hard. There is a picture that was a gift from my friend Trim, and he was doing a hands photo shoot. And I remember he used his mother's hands, and his mother's hands, she went blind later on in life, and she was reading Braille, and he had that as her picture, and he had certain other things for other people's pictures that reflected them, and mine was my hands overlaid like this in a heart shape. You won't be able to see it through there, but it's a heart shape. But it's also got in my palm a heart with a rainbow in it, and it was talking about family values, different things that are important to me, and that gift meant so much. A person whose love languages is gifts, I wouldn't be surprised if they're a hoarder, because everything has sentimental value to them, and there's a memory connected to that. And what they say about gifts is, in this article I'm reading, it is universal in human culture to give gifts. They don't have to be expensive to send a powerful message. They don't have to be expensive to send a powerful message of love. Spouses who forget a birthday or anniversary, or who never give gifts to someone who truly enjoys that gift, will find themselves with a spouse that feels neglected and unloved. So, it's not just anniversaries and birthdays that people appreciate gifts. It's universal to give gifts, because it says you were thinking about them. You knew that they would like this, and you got it for them, and they, whoa, that was awesome. You got me that. And it carries so much further than just saying happy birthday or happy anniversary. And forgetting that really is not cool. In fact, I remember I had to remind a certain Daryl that of the day that we met, and then we went out the day of the 4th year anniversary of our first date, which was cool. It was great. But someone whose love language is gifts, it's just got to be something that says, I thought about you. It doesn't really have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be the sun, the moon, and the stars. Anybody can promise the sun, the moon, and the stars, but if they don't shake when with your spouse when they kiss you, or at least you swear they move when you kiss your spouse, then that's kind of like, okay, whatever. So, do you think gifts are your primary love language? Do you love collecting people's gifts from them, or like display it on the shelf, or do you have really sentimental gifts that you've given? Maybe you've given to someone whose primary love language is gifts. That's really not mine, so to speak. Well, it isn't really my love language, although I enjoy getting gifts. Everybody, I'm sure, just about everybody loves getting a gift. But do you feel that your spouse may have this love language, that is their primary love language? Do you feel as if it's yours? And finding out your love language takes only 3 questions, and it says, since you may be speaking what you need, you can discover your own love language by asking yourself these questions. How do I express love to others? What do I complain about the most? What do I request most often? And it could be, someone with the love language of gifts, maybe, you know what, I always get you a gift, but you never give me anything. You never say that you were thinking about me, or you never really, it's almost like you don't care. And that's what complaining about the most being, I usually get you a gift for Valentine's Day, but you never get me one, perhaps. Or maybe I could be, I could be wrong, maybe, but a person with a primary love language of gifts is someone who enjoys, not only receiving gifts, but maybe more than likely giving a gift. And what do I request most often? So that's another one. So what is your primary love language? What is your spouse's primary love language? What about your kids? Your kids may have that love language of a gift, and they'll display it out for the world to see, because mama, daddy, papa, uncle, gave it to me. So I am going to cover the last one, which is physical touch, and I will see you later. This is VidHead85 signing off.